Terminator Dark Flop has officially plunged into the abyss of certain doom. As you can see here, it is officially no longer making $1 million at theaters starting on Wednesday. It dropped down to 729,000 in theaters domestically, and this is still when it's at its current state of 4,086 theaters, which is pretty insane. Wow. I'm not surprised that this movie isn't doing very well. In fact, this movie is doing absolutely horribly. None of that is a surprise to me, but it is definitely doing much worse than even I was anticipating, which is pretty shocking. It is crazy just how badly this movie is doing. This movie is obviously not breaking any records besides maybe having one of the worst box offices I've seen in a long time, which is pretty funny. Let's compare this to Joker, because Joker only this weekend started to dip under $1 million domestically per theater as well. As you can see here, all the way up until this point, Joker has been doing very well. This movie, Joker, we all need to give a round of applause to Joker, because this movie is officially a $1 billion movie, which is absolutely crazy, and congrats to everyone who worked on Joker. You know, they are truly doing something that was unprecedented, something that even Warner Brothers was like, there's no way this movie is going to make any money, and it is blowing everyone's expectations out of the water. Rightfully so. This movie is just doing so well, and I'm so happy to see this, especially how after the mainstream media was like, oh, this movie is so bad, don't watch this movie, and all that type of stuff, and look at the support that this movie is getting. And the reason why this movie is doing so well is because it's an actual good movie with a character that people can relate to and care about, and they want to see his story, and it has a great story, and it's a great character piece. Because of that, this movie is doing so well, and it's amazing to see. Unlike Terminator Dark Fate, which is just a horrible movie. It's a bland movie, and none of the characters I care about. I don't care what happens to any of the characters, and I think that is a big reason for why this movie isn't doing very well. Of course, there's a lot of other factors into this as well. You can go check out my video that I did last week where I talked about why Terminator Dark Fate flopped so badly. But yeah, so this movie is just doing so bad. It's absolutely horrendous how terribly this movie is doing. And let's even compare this to Terminator Genisys, okay? Terminator Genisys had a better box office than Terminator Dark Fate, and that's when it was even less theaters than Terminator Dark Fate. Terminator Dark Fate was in 4,086 theaters beginning in its first weekend, and it did 10 million on its opening night. And over here, as you can see, Terminator Genisys was in 3,758 theaters, and it still did better than Terminator Dark Fate, which is just crazy. It's just absolutely insane. So anyway, this is just crazy. It's hilarious to me. It's just so entertaining to me to be able to watch and see just how badly this movie is doing, which just goes to show just how out of touch some companies are. And honestly, you know, like, to be honest, I know that this is a Paramount movie, but at the same time, I don't completely hate Paramount, because at the same time, they also delivered Sonic the Hedgehog, and they completely redesigned that character. And because of that, they're getting massive massive praise and support because of that. So, you know, Paramount, not just Paramount, but all theaters out there, Warner Brothers, Disney, you know, listen to your audiences, listen to your fans. Try to understand what we want, okay? And it's really not that difficult. Just look at Joker. Joker was a movie that Warner Brothers thought was not going to do well, and that movie is blowing their expectations out of the water. And that's because I think Todd Phillips knew what kind of movie we wanted, and he played into that very well, because it was a movie that was based on a lot of things that people can relate to. And unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be what Hollywood is wanting to do with most of their movies anymore, is make movies that people can relate to. Like, it's just not a thing. They don't really care what they live in their own little bubble, and they can't think outside of that bubble. And so because of that, they don't know what normal people like you and me, who have jobs, who have families, who are living normal life, what we want to see when we go see movies in theaters. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this massive plunge with Terminator Dark Fate and the fact that it is no longer pulling $1 million at the theaters at this time, which is insane. Absolutely insane. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart's desire.